in Joburg this weekend. I'm just admitting the last of the guests quickly into the meeting. I'm joined by Francke and Asenathi this afternoon. We've got 15 minutes for Q&A. We're quite a bit in this group, so what I'll do is let's do it by raise of hands and we'll take it from there. Thanks, gents. Floor is yours. Okay, Rufilwe, we'll start off with you.
Thanks, Takir. How's it, gentlemen?
How's it?
Just my question to you guys. I mean, as a forward pack, the physicality last time was up there from both sides. Simple question: how do you? What's the motivation this week?
It's quite simple. Like the kid echoed, it's a derby. It's a derby game. It's quite big for us. We know if we don't replicate what we did, or even do better than we did in Loftus, we're not going to come up on top. So I think it's a big responsibility for the forwards, but one that we're willing to step up into.
Thanks, Rufilwe. Morgan, floor is yours.
Thanks, Takir. Francke, I'll go with you. Although it's halfway through the competition, a person has a quick look at the log. Does it give you guys a lot of confidence knowing that you did well towards that back end before the break and that, you know, you guys are ahead of teams like Munster on the log at this point in time?
Hi, Morgan. Yes, I think we definitely have a lot of confidence, especially how we playing at the moment. I think we played really well the last game against the Bulls, but we're not too much focused on the log. We take it game for game, and if we play well and we do well, then you go automatically higher up into playoff position. So for now, it's just focusing game on game, but it's also good to see where you are and where you can still improve and go towards.
Thanks, Francke.
Rufilwe, is your hand still up?
No, it's a follow-up question.
Sure, go for it.
Thanks. To Asenathi and to Francke, does it feel like you guys are playing the brand of rugby? I mean, the team has been building for quite some time, but does it feel like you guys are getting close to the brand of rugby that you want to play and want to display?
I'll say we certainly feel that we are not there yet. You can see there's glimpses of what we are capable of as a team. But like you said, we've been building, we've been together for I think for about 3 years now. So some things are coming slowly together as a team. But you can see there's glimpses, but hopefully this weekend you can see some more of those glimpses as well.
Francke, your comments?
Yeah, I think Asa summed it up quite nicely. I think you could see we're really improving week in, week out. I mean, the losses that we had was no more than 7 points. So it could have been a lot different. So we just need to get that close games onto our side, and then it will look a lot better.
Thanks. If I can ask just one last question then. Just on the Bulls loose forward trio, a lot has been spoken about, or rather their package. What do you think makes them such a threatening and what's the word? Worthy opponent, for lack of a better way of putting it. But like, what do you think makes them so threatening and so potent?
Sorry, did you ask about the loose forwards?
Yes, the Bulls loose forwards.
Yeah, I think it's a really good opportunity to test ourselves against a really good loose trio. At the Lions, we really have a good mix of guys, and we fill each other's strengths. So it's going to be a great weekend to test that out.
Thank you.
Apologies there, Morgan. You can go for it.
Yeah, thanks for that. How's it, guys? Just to follow up on that question that was asked now, where you stated, Francke, that the 7 point, you haven't lost games within 7 points, but that must also be quite frustrating for the team because you guys are getting so desperately close to winning these games. How do you turn that loss, that 7 point loss, into a 7 point win? What is missing, turning that loss into a win at the moment?
Yeah, Morgan, I think you can look at it both ways. Obviously, you're there and thereabout. But like you said, a bit frustrating not to get that on your side. I just think sometimes it's maybe 1 or 2 silly penalties that we're giving away at the wrong stages of the game, or it's just maybe a lapse in concentration or not effective game management. It's nothing big. I think we look definitely at it every time after, even if we win, where we can be better. And I think we've been building nicely, and I've no doubt that we'll make the right decisions at the right time.
Asen, what's your view on that? The same question I posed to you.
Yeah, look, I think as a team, we still learn. I know it's a thing that people say that a group has been together for 3 years. I mean, if you look at it, if we went to Bulls 2 years ago, it would have been a completely different outcome. I think now the guys are a bit more positive. I think we have more self-belief in ourselves, knowing that we can go to Loftus and put up a good fight and really putting in a good character show. But I think as a team, we're in the right spot, and the guys are getting it together. So yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, Morgan. Ross, you've got your hand up.
Thanks very much. How's it, guys? So you guys, the forward pack really fired against the Bulls in that last game. You know, you guys really put them under pressure, and you guys won some good scrum penalties. You know, it was a good all-round effort from you guys. Were you guys fully happy with your effort there? And was there anything that you think that you can improve on going into this next game, you know, to try to keep that dominance, you know, to try and push for that win this time round?
Yeah, look, there were obviously, there's always some stuff to look at after a game, even though we were quite happy. We weren't satisfied about our set piece performance, although it was quite, for our standard, it was quite an average performance. So I think there's a few stuff that we need to work on, especially on the scrums. I think when you have a team like the Bulls under pressure, I think you need to keep them there. There's a few times we let them out of the pressure. So I think as a forward pack, that's something we looked up to now, and in the past 2 weeks and going into this game.
And then Francke, just for you, how are you guys sort of handling this period? It's quite a tricky one for you in the season. You know, you played 2 weeks ago, you're playing this weekend, you got a week off, you're playing against the Sharks, then you got another 2 weeks off. You know, how do you guys sort of keep yourselves in the right frame of the mind and, you know, firing when you can't really build any momentum at the moment because of all these different breaks in between and everything?
Yeah, Ross, I think it's definitely a little bit different than what we're used to, playing week in, week out. But on the other side, it's good to mentally break away a bit of rugby. It's good for the body to have a rest. So we'll have a few off days, then we'll train 2 or 3 days in the week, have another off day or a nice long weekend. So it's when we work really hard and make sure that all the detail, all the stuff that we have to do is done and that we're ready for the game. But in saying that, also having a mental and a physical breakaway and spending time with family and friends is also just as important, because we know from March onwards it's like 14 weeks in a row. So the body needs some rest now, and it's good to have it this time in the competition.
Perfect. Thanks very much.
Cool. Sam?
How's it, guys? How you doing?
I'm good, Sam.
It's all good. Question for both of you. Just looking at playing the Bulls back to back. I know it's been a couple of weeks in between or whatever, and obviously the score was as close as it was. How do you approach sort of a game like that, which you came so close to winning? Do you kind of like, are you happy you're playing them immediately to right the wrongs, or are you kind of like, you know, hoping you had a bit of a time to sort of reflect on what happened in between?
Yeah, look, straight after that game, I think if you asked most of the guys, we would have played the Bulls the following weekend. So we were really gutted. So that's the same thing. If we're really looking forward to this game, playing against the Bulls back to back. It's an opportunity for us as a team to really test ourselves, and we're playing at Ellis Park in front of our home crowd. Yeah, so we can produce some good performances in front of our home fans.
Question for both of you, and from a personal perspective, both of you, I don't know how much media you guys read, but in the dispatches over the last sort of 18 months to 2 years or whatever, you guys have been touted as sort of potential future Springboks. How do you sort of deal with with having that in the back of your mind almost to focus on obviously what you need to do to get there?
Yeah, I think personally for me, I mean, I can't talk for Asa, but obviously you don't go look for the articles, but somehow you see it, and it's always good to see that and to see that you on the radar. But you can't focus on that. You focus in your position, what you can do for the team, what you can contribute to the team, and just by playing well, stuff will happen. So you can't look too far ahead and taking it game for game. Play your style and try the best player that you'll be. And like I said, the rest will fall into place.
Yeah.
I would have liked an answer from you too, Asenathi.
Yeah, look, obviously these days it's hard to stay off social media. I mean, you see these things. I mean, as rugby players and as professional sports people, we read those things. It's important that that you glimpse through it. But like Francke said, it's more important that you focus on your personal game than anything. Those stuff will eventually happen by itself if the team performs well and then the individual performs well as well. So it is kind of hard not to look at it, but it's there as a player. For you to not get distracted, you need to kindly focus on purely on your performances on the weekend and the team performances as well.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Liam.
Hi, good day, gents. I've got a question for Asa. I know it's a team sport, and a lot of what you do is to focus your energies around getting the big W at final whistle. But just as an individual, as somebody who plies his trade up front, what are the moments that sort of gets your juices flowing most?
Yeah, look, for me, I think I said it about 3 weeks ago in an interview. For me to get really going, obviously as a front rower, as an enforcer for the team, I need to win the collisions to get the guys around me hyped up and myself hyped up as well. So I'm very more of a collision guy than anything. Yeah, pride myself in that.
Thanks.
Thanks, Liam. Any more questions, guys? Morgan, you can go for it. And then we'll take one more after Morgan.
Those collisions, Asen. Can we quickly have a look back at your tackle on Asenathi, if I remember correctly? You can correct me. I can't quite remember now. But I mean, it must feel good to make that type of tackle in the heat of the moment, and you can step up and brush yourself off and go again.
It does, man. It really does feel good. And as I said on the interview before the game, it really gets my game going. It gets me involved. It gets the guys around me really psyched up to go, especially in a game like that at Loftus. It's just something that I can't explain, man. Yeah, like I said, I really pride myself in those. I know it's a backline player. The chances of me getting there was probably slim, so I had to kind of read it and see it before he did see me. So it was quite something to see.
And then just finally, I don't know if you guys can help with this question. Are there any injury worries ahead of the Bulls game? Is the squad in good health?
I think there's no injuries that I'm aware of. So we full squad, all the players available for picking. So yeah, it's a good week. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, guys. Is that all for today? Any last questions before we close the session? I'm taking this none. Thanks, everybody, for the session this afternoon. Really appreciate your time. And then we chat soon. See you guys on Saturday at Emirates Elan Park. Kickoff is at 3 o'clock, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody there. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers, man. Bye.